Hey, Jeff Luff here, and today we're going to be replacing a fan on a WoodMaster, in this case 5500. This is actually my unit. We're right in the middle of January, and the last couple days I came out here and I heard the unit turn on, and it took the front fan about 10 seconds to start up and start spinning. And then over the next couple days it extended to about 2 or 3 minutes, and that's why I decided just to replace the fan. The units still work without the fan spinning because the air is able to flow in. It just burns a lot colder and not as hot. So I just like to fix things as they need it, and so we're going to do that today. So basically, I got everything prepped here and ready. The fan is located right in front of the WoodMaster 5500 here. And it's a real simple access, 3/4 inch drive, just your typical drill. Pull out the screws and pull off your cover. That exposes the whole fan. Now, this is where the fan cover resides. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the fan cover anyways because we want a new fresh fan cover. Fan covers are really important. They lose their elasticity. They prevent the seal on top of the fan. And so we're going to just replace that automatically. And basically the easiest way is I'm going to pause the camera. I got to get a 10mm to undo the bolts that hold the fan in place. But before I do that, let's do putting a new fan cover on. And here's our new fan. And on these fans, what they have this what they call beauty ring. We want this off because this actually prevents the fan cover from sitting flush on this. So simple, in this case, 2 small Phillips, and you just dispose of it because we will not need it. Okay, now we have a nice smooth surface. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our fan cover, nice clean, nice elastic, and they look fine after a couple years, but they just start losing their elasticity, and that's where it becomes a problem. And in the packs we sell, we have a piece of aluminum that helps hold the rubber piece nice and secure to the fan, and 2 new self-tapping screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to center this fan cover flapper as best we can, making sure it's nice and smooth. Pull up our self-tapping screws, 1/4 inch drive again. Real simple. And you don't need to crank these down. Okay, just nice and snug. You can screw them in to where it pushes out the rubber of the fan cover, which is not what we want to do. Make sure I still got a good alignment. There it is. Nice easy flapper. Nice and smooth, and what I do is I take a look to see if there's any air gaps, which I am looking up in the sun and there's clearly nothing. Nice good seal here. Okay, I'm gonna go get my 10mm and I'll be right back. All right, so I got it's not 10mm, it's a 7/16 in my case. And there's 2 bolts that I've already taken off just to save camera time. I'm sure you're not really interested in me taking off 2 bolts that are very difficult to get to dismount the fan. So I've taken them off already, and the other 2 are very simple, and obviously I'm just going to use a 3/8 and just pop them off. Okay. Obviously, we got to keep those. We don't want to lose those. And if you see that I'm kind of limping around, I had my knee replaced. Okay, so that basically takes off the laminated solenoid and the fan mount. Now, there's a spring that holds the laminated solenoid to the flapper, which is what lifts it. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. So what we're going to do is take a pair of needle nose pliers. You're just going to pop it off. Now our fan is free, except for the electrical cord. And what happens here is when this fan is mounted on the stove, this is mounted to, no, now that came off. So when you take the bolts off, obviously, when you're going to remount them, it's just going to put them back in place. Okay, now we have to remove the electrical. And as I said, these laminated solenoids are just mounted with simple spade connectors. Real simple to take that off and replace that if necessary. And as you can see, the fan cover is actually in still real good shape because I replace them yearly or every other year at the minimum. So now we just got to take off our electrical cover, and I'll do that now. So I'm going to loosen up the bite here. And of course I've got the smallest flathead, which is not making the job easy. Now I'm removing the cover to get to the wire nuts where the wires are connected inside the fan box here. Okay. Fan thing. Obviously the wire nuts, real simple. Since it's going in and out, because it runs the laminated solenoid, obviously you gotta have 2 whites and 2 blacks. And I don't remember the last time I replaced one of these fans, especially the front one here, and as you can tell, it's been a while. So now you just disconnect. And I do have power on it. Obviously the fan is not on right now, but on my unit I can turn that off, which I should probably do so I don't short it. Which I'll do right now. Bad fan, taken care of. I'm going to turn off my fan just in case so it doesn't turn on. And then obviously let's remount. I'm probably going to replace my wire nuts. And I would probably usually just take this in on my workbench and do it there. But for video reasons, I'm going to do it right here on the edge here. And I've luckily got a nice day, so it's not too cold. There's that, my fan cover. Now, the other thing I'm going to need is obviously my little thing that makes the electrical wire not get damaged. I'm just going to recycle this one because they're fine, they never wear out. Oop, don't lose that. Now that one was taken out of the side of this one, so it's this one. Put this back on. I bent it a little bit. No big deal. Let's put it back. There's that. Now, put my wires back. Okay, get those back in. Now I'm going to snug that up so it doesn't fall out again. So I'm just snugging up my electrical. You don't want to crank these down too much because you don't want to, again, push those wires together where it might short it. Obviously, real simple, white to white, black to black. Doesn't get any easier. And again, for speed of video, I'm just not going to trim these down even though I should. And I'm going to use the same wire nut, so after I finish the video, I'll take this all apart again and remount with a new wire nut and make it nice and clean. I just like to do things right the first time, and then I don't have to mess with them again later. And then I get my blacks together. I'm going to wire this all up, put this back in here. There's no ground, so you don't have to worry about a ground here. All right, so that's put back together. And then my other loose ends here are my spade connectors to my laminated solenoid, which I will mount. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the fan, because the solenoid mounts on the top two. So I'm going to mount one on the bottom here, so I can have this hold itself up. Okay, so got the one on there. Now I'm going to get ready to mount the laminated solenoid. Okay, and what I do is I mount the 2 bolts, and then I take the needle nose pair of pliers and put it in. It's a little bit hard, but it's not that bad. And then you just mount this on the other top 2 holes. And again, I'm going to start one right here. The 2 easy ones to get access to. The other 2 are hard. You have to use an open end wrench, and it just takes time. Okay, so now it's in place. Everything's lining up beautifully. I'll take my needle nose, hook my spring back up. And I gotta admit, this is a little bit of a bitch. You'll see the angle of the spring, and it doesn't make it so easy. It just takes practice. And hopefully you're not getting too much practice replacing fans, because these fans should be lasting quite a while. Okay, mine's in. So now, when the calls for heat, flips that up, pulls down, nice and seal. I'll mount those other 2 bolts and put the cover back on. And don't forget to put the laminated solenoid spade connectors back on, because nothing will work unless this is hooked up. Here's one. There we go. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Just make sure the wire stays out of the way of the solenoid. Everything runs smoothly, and that's all there is to it. Hope this helps. It's one of those jobs, if you're doing it in entirety, it should take you 20 to 30 minutes at most, if you have the right tools too. It helps when you have the nice open end wrenches and the 3/8 drives and stuff like that. But I hope this helps. Enjoy your day and happy heating.